and welcome back to my channel. I have returned with yet another team draft. I have edited my original one and I am mildly happy. There are some question marks over some players, so before we get into that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. I'm so close to 4,000 subscribers, which is ridiculous. That is so many people, so thank you if you have subscribed already. Let me know in the comments where you finished last season and what rank you're aiming for this season. I finished at 92k and I would quite like a top 50k finish. I don't know if that's too optimistic. Maybe have a look at my draft team and then let me know if I'm being overly optimistic. But let's have a look at the changes I've made. I probably should have acknowledged this ball of fluff on my lap. This is my dog Ralph. For any new viewers, I'm going to put him down, not literally, just onto the floor whilst I go through the team changes. This is the team as it stands, no changes since my last video, but there are some big changes to come. So first up, we're coming into the defence. Now I'm grouping the defenders with the goalkeepers. Goalkeepers I am very flexible with. I don't know who I'm going to go for yet. At the moment, this is just my standard 4 million pick, 4.5 million. Who knows who will be there by the time the season starts. But looking into the defence, this one hurts and I think it's going to come as a shock to some of you. I'm getting rid of Ben Mee, which is absolutely heartbreaking. I loved owning him last season. To make up for it, I'm going to bring back another old favourite, so stay tuned for that, very exciting. But I'm replacing him with a fellow Brentford defender. I'm going with Pinnock. Now, I made a video about differentials and I included Pinnock in this video, and I actually persuaded myself that he was a really good pick. So I'm going to go for Pinnock. I know that I want a Brentford defender, so it's Pinnock or Henry. At the moment, I'm leaning towards Pinnock. He's 0.5 million cheaper than Ben Mee. He comes in at 4.5 million, so it's a really good way of saving money and being able to put that elsewhere in the team. He's got the attacking threat, and Brentford's opening fixtures look really, really strong. So as much as I would love to have Ben Mee on my team, and he's probably going to go off now and just get bullet headers in every other game, I can't justify spending 5 million on him. So he's had to go, which again, I am very upset about. But I think Pinnock will be a worthy replacement. And then also leaving the team is Mings. I had hesitancies around him anyway, so this isn't really a huge loss in my team. But I'm replacing him with everyone's template favourite pick, Estepinian. There is no way I can go without him. You saw me in my last video, I was having a minor meltdown about not having him in my team. His ownership at the moment is just over 50%. So I think it's probably a good template pick to have, and especially with Brighton's opening fixtures. They've got Luton, Wolves, West Ham. Looks really, really strong. One thing I'm slightly tempted by is a Brighton keeper. But with Verbruggen on the scene, I don't know how nailed Steele is. Steele did get an assist in a recent pre-season game, so I'm hoping that's not going to be a general thing, because I will really be missing out if I don't have him as keeper. But the idea of doubling up on Brighton defence isn't one that's massively appealing. So maybe an option could be a Brighton keeper, then someone else in defence. But I don't know, at the moment, Estepinian has persuaded me. And then probably more of a rogue going against a template pick, which I'm trying to persuade myself is a good idea, is getting rid of Trent. And look at this transition. Whoa, honestly, this is what you subscribe for. My goodness, that was flawless execution. Getting rid of Trent. I'm going with my gut on this one. So my initial reaction was not to bring Trent into my team. He was £8 million. I wasn't that impressed with him last season. And then slowly, the doubts crept in. I thought he's got that attacking threat. Liverpool's defence might be really solid. Salah's too expensive for me to own, so at least I'll have that asset that will be getting goals and keeping clean sheets, all sorts. And then, I don't know, it's £8 million. It's so much money to put in the defence. And if I haven't got a really strong urge to have him in the team, I don't know whether I'm just giving in to kind of peer pressure of what everyone else is doing. I'm really stressed about this one. So it does leave me without any Liverpool players on my team, and Liverpool may have a really, really good season. Again, the opening fixtures look quite good. I don't know. It gives me more flexibility not to have Trent. So he could make an appearance, or I'm thinking I might try and find a way to bring Salah back in, and at least then I'll be spending 12.5 million. If Salah isn't performing that well, I can easily downgrade him to someone else, bring in Trent elsewhere. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are you team Trent or team no Trent? The replacement will just be a standard defender, 4.5 million. At the moment, I'm thinking either Matty Cash or Colwill. Probably leaning more towards Colwill. I'm trying to have more faith in Chelsea. We've performed so well in the pre-season games. I'm not getting my hopes up, but I am excited. Say it quietly, but feeling good about this season. So I wouldn't mind having Colwell. And then the rest of the defence, staying the same. Keeping the bland pick of Shaw. He is boring but safe, so stick with him. And then Gabriel, again, can't go against those fixtures. Absolutely, I'm having him in my team. So 3 changes in the defence. If we come into the midfield, I think I am going to get some criticism for this decision. And this decision people will probably understand. I am going to take out Gibbs-White. However, I'm planning to replace him with Eze because I think, oh wow, I didn't know this. Look at that animation, blimey. I did not know he was going to spin for so long. Eze, I think he's going to have a good season. I'm feeling good about Palace, and that Sheffield United away opening game, I think Eze could go absolutely mad. Now Zaha's gone. I think, is it Eze on penalties? Someone let me know. But I think this could really be his season to shine, and again, gut feeling, I'm following the gut feeling. However, this will be a short-term transfer because I then want to transfer back in Gibbs-White. They've got a home fixture in their second game week. We know what Forest are like at home. Hopefully, Gibbs-White will absolutely go wild, assists, goals, everything. Some would say a waste of a transfer, and I tend to agree. I said that I wasn't going to make any transfers until game week 3. But I just really want Eze for this opening fixture. So let me know what you think. And I quite like the differential side of things. But again, it's probably a wasted transfer. Probably should save and play it safe, but I don't know. I know me at the start of the season, and I don't think long term. So that's one option. And then we are also getting rid of Enciso, but the astute the astute amongst you will notice the fixtures have stayed because I'm replacing him with another Brighton player. I've gone for March, and I have actually really... Sorry, I have to put my phone on silent. This may as well be a live stream. Everything is staying in. I have gone for March, and this has actually been quite difficult because I thought there's March, Matoma, Gross. I was anti-Matoma only because he's not finishing at the moment. Matoma, I think, is the template pick. He's the safe one to go with, 37% ownership at the time of recording. A very, very tempting option. And we saw him last season, some of those goals, absolutely incredible. And then he kind of dipped off towards the end of the last season. And then I haven't seen anything from him in pre-season that's made me really want to bring him into the team. The problem with Brighton is they've got so much talent in their midfield. You don't know where the goals are going to come from. So Matoma, I've kind of ruled out, and I think I would go to maybe double up, have March and Matoma. But again, that's a lot of faith in Brighton attack. And I did this last season when we had the double game weeks, and it did not pay off. So I'm a little bit hesitant to do that. Gross, I wanted to go for because he was on penalties. But again, I'm slightly concerned. He's nailed to start, but he's actually too talented. He can play in all different positions. And they've got so many, as I just said, they've got so much talent in their midfield. I'm a little bit worried that he'll actually have the occasional game as right back. And then I'm not really getting much from him. So despite being nailed for the minutes, nailed to start, the position does worry me. So I think March is probably the safest pick. He's more of a differential as well. So if he ends up doing well, that will really work for me. But obviously, if Matoma is the one that the goals are coming from, I don't know. So I think for now, we will have March in the team. And I need that Brighton attack because Luton, Wolves, West Ham, I've said it already with Estepinian, but they are such good fixtures. And I can imagine them really, really fighting for it this year. I would be tempted to triple up on Brighton, but again, I just don't know who would fill that third spot. And that's a spoiler. If you watched my last video, my Brighton forward has now gone. Ooh. We're building up suspense. And then we have also gotten rid of my Brentford. Why do I keep messing up Brighton and Brentford? We have now gotten rid of my Brentford asset, and Mbomo has gone. And Mbomo is one that I was really keen for, and then he hasn't really impressed me in recent pre-season games. And instead, I am bringing in Trossard. Now, again, an out there pick. Trossard I had last season. He was playing for Brighton, then he moved over to Arsenal. I had him on my bench. I think I tweeted or something and said, should I start Trossard? Everyone said no, because he won't start. He didn't start, but he came on and I think he scored or something. He got points. He did well. There was an attacking return somewhere in the midst. And I think even though Trossard's proving himself. This pre-season so far, he's really, really impressed me. I did originally have Ødegaard. The temptation to do Ødegaard over Saka is kicking in as well, but I really, really like Saka. And again, he's capable of so much. But Trossard, I think even if he doesn't start or if he comes off early, I still think he's going to get those attacking returns. And there's, again, another gut instinct that I should probably ignore, but I'm not going to. So hear me out on this one, and do let me know in the comments if you think it's a bad idea. I know the cons of bringing him in, but I'm excited by him as a player. So Trossard is in there currently. And then if we come into our forwards, the current front three, Haaland, Jesus, Ferguson. I already alluded to the fact that Ferguson is getting ditched from the team. But Jesus is also on the way out. Can you imagine if I was like, I'm getting rid of Haaland? That would be wild. I'm not doing that. But Jesus is going because I will be bringing in Trossard instead of the midfield. So obviously I can't have that forward position. It's going to an Arsenal player. And instead, I've got my Brentford guy. Now, this is one where the way the team is, by the end of it, you'll see, I'll have £1.5 million left in my bank. I could potentially then upgrade him to Jackson. I have been so impressed by Jackson in pre-season. As a Chelsea fan, I'm hesitant to bring in Chelsea assets because I don't want to have a blank on my team and also be disappointed that Chelsea have lost a game. I'm still recovering from last season. But this gives me quite a lot of flexibility with the front three, and Jackson is one, especially from game week 3. Chelsea's fixtures, stunning. Are they stunning? Let me check my phone. I think they've got Luton to start with. Oh, goodness, honestly. Yeah, they've got Luton, Forest, Bournemouth. I think that's stunning. I should have gone with my instincts. I knew we had a good run. So we have got Jackson potentially coming in from game week 3. Brentford's fixtures, Tottenham, with all the Harry Kane situation, I don't know what Tottenham are going to look like next season. I'm quite nervous for them, so they may not be very strong. And then Fulham away, I'm feeling quite good about that. And then we're getting rid of Ferguson, and instead we are bringing back Ollie Watkins. I feel like I need to let off some sort of party popper and wear a hat for this. So last season, Ben Mee and Ollie Watkins were my absolute favourites on my team. Ollie Watkins I had just before he absolutely flew and was amazing and was getting all these points and goals and everything. And then I took him out before I think he scored a hat-trick or something. It was a very painful week. But Ollie Watkins is back, and I think he's being overlooked. He's £8 million and he does have a tough opening fixture. But then he goes on to Everton and Burnley. And again, pre-season, Ollie Watkins, he is my man. So that is my front three. I'm quite excited about them and the flexibility to bring in Jackson. And I'll still have £0.5 million left over in the bank to tweak the team elsewhere. So this is the overall makeup of the team. Let me know what you think in the comments. 2 things about my team. I am excited by it because I think there are enough differentials to keep me engaged and feel excited about players. Sometimes when you have the template picks, they feel more forced upon you. Say Estepinian gets attacking returns, I'll be happy and I will be relieved that he's in my team and my rank isn't going to fly down. But I won't have the same thrill as if Eze scores a hat-trick in the opening game week. So I think it's nice to have a balance, but I do think there is a benefit to following the template and being able to climb up the ranks and then start making differential decisions and taking a few more risks. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I don't know whether it's worth trying to bring in Salah and then I have that money to play around with, and if Salah is disappointing, I can downgrade really, really easily. But if Salah is back on form and competing with Haaland, just scoring left, right and centre, it's going to be so much harder to bring him in and I'll be having to take hits or I'll have to wait a couple of game weeks. It could be a bit of a struggle. So they're my 2 things that I'm thinking about ahead of my next draft that I will upload later in the week. But do let me know in the comments what you think of this team. I like it. It brings me joy, but also a bit of stress. So we may try and rein it in on the differential side of things. That is the latest team draft. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next team draft where I will be trying to include Salah and ripping up my current team to afford him. So yeah, stay tuned for that and I will see you in the next video.